Hello Sagittarius, so welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie, this is Blazer the Morkie, and I am the acting Aquarian. Today we are doing the February monthly reading, so we are celebrating our Aquarians for Aquarius season, and I am dressed as the water bearer. So with an Aquarius rising, I do have some grounds to enjoy dressing up like this. We like to have fun on this channel, so welcome, kick back. The readings are serious, but we like to keep it light and laugh a little and have fun, dress up and just have a good time. So today we're going to be looking at your overall energy, Saggy. We're going to be doing the Yummy Celtic Cross spread. Now keep in mind these are general readings, so you may not resonate with everything. I recommend checking out your sun, moon, rising, and north node for additional context and texture. And then if you want to go deep and really get personal and work one-on-one, you can check the description below where I have links for everything, literally. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my new subscribers. I am so glad that you are here. Please make yourself at home in the creators community. Be sure to join me on Fridays for Frequency Friday if you can tune in and enjoy some collective messages. And then every other Sunday or in February on the 10th, Monday the 10th instead of the 9th because of the Super Bowl, I will be live doing Q&A. You can come on, ask a question, and get a mini reading. So let's get your overall energy. I gotta put my glasses on so I can read these lovely cards. You got the love, Sagittarius. Hadarian energy. Codependency and boundaries are being learned. Oh, wow, here, okay. So with the Hadarian energy, this is where we really begin to learn ourselves as multi-dimensional beings, and we really begin to have a little grace and forgiveness when it comes to the times where we have lost ourselves. And for a Sagittarius to lose themselves, that isn't great, right? You're very connected to the energy of having focus, direction, goal setting for yourself, not only for the people in your life, but more importantly for you. And that needs to be important. There may be some issues where you're pouring into other people right now, or the boundaries have crumbled a little bit and you need to have some boundaries around your own energy. But there's also this energy for some of you where you are beginning to realize the dynamics of what your building blocks are and what makes you have this earthly experience, and how there's other aspects that play into this, other dimensions, parallel realities, getting very esoteric. So for some of you, I feel you're really having this multi-dimensional experience, right? Sometimes when we're feeling those energies, it can be really difficult to maintain the earthly realm boundaries. So there may be some medicine for that comes up here in your reading. Let's have a look. We're going to go over the energies just at first glance, and then we'll do some clarifiers. You are starting me off right now with the energy of the Fool. It actually feels really good to me. It feels very innocent, lighthearted, but also a bit vulnerable in the sense that you could be being taken advantage of. We've got a King of Swords challenging this energy. Some of you may feel like you're under the thumb of someone else. Now, this could apply to a relationship that you're in. You could feel a bit overshadowed by your partner. This could also apply to a work situation where you feel like you're under the watchful eye or under the point of this King of Swords, this boss, this manager. Some of you could be feeling this energy as coming in from thought. It could be your own thoughts working against you here. I do feel like you're in a very creative, adventurous, spirited kind of energy, but also very vulnerable. And I feel that there is this King of Swords energy challenging you, testing you, pushing your buttons. And maybe with codependency and boundaries coming up, maybe it's time to do a little inventory on that, Sagittarius. In your needed focus, you got the Sun. Really being honest with yourself about what brings you joy and happiness, okay? Really getting honest with yourself. I feel like that's overshadowed by this King of Swords and the distraction into codependency and boundaries, or the pressures and distractions of the three-dimensional world. Some of you here are very mystically inclined. You're very well aware that you are a starseed, that you have had many different soul iterations and journeys. And so there's a complexity to that. And you could be extra hard on yourself when you do fall under the sword of someone else, okay? Or an energy that got in. So we do need to make sure we give you some grace here, some peaceful, loving, warm energies, along with being on alert and being aware and having those boundaries, okay? It's something that we don't really want you in that fight or flight, that triggered nervous system state. We want the peaceful vibes to come in for you. And that means that you'll have to take action toward the things that bring you that peace and that nurturing. In the past position, you're leaving behind the Ten of Wands. I absolutely feel like this is past life connected to you. It could be that this King of Swords is a character from a past life, and that the energies are playing out again in this lifetime, or it's an attempted pattern wanting to try to repeat through this person's energies. And so honestly, it feels like you're going to have to get really honest with yourself. And I'm going to call this Get Honest with Yourself, Sagittarius. And just when you think you've been honest and very transparent with yourself, get even more transparent with yourself. Vulnerability for you right now needs to be you with you. I kind of get the sense here, and I'm getting a little uncomfortable that someone outside of you is trying to control you. However, for some of you, it could be one of your own thoughts, but a thought that you've adopted for yourself that did not come from you initially. It does not come from the sanctity, the purity, the sanguinosis that you may have for yourself, okay? So there's interference definitely going on here. And there's something from the past life that you're wanting to leave it in the past and not repeat the pattern in this life. In the future position, you get the Eight of Swords. This is doing a number on you. I am concerned, okay? So if you're coming across this reading, you would know, okay? If your life is beautiful bliss right now and you're like, I'm doing great, everything's fine. If you're that Saggy, at least right now, that's not the energy I'm picking up on for you. This may have been representative of something or a phase that you went through in the past, and it's coming back up for a reason right now. But I am definitely getting that some of you are very much struggling. Honestly, I keep wanting to say honestly, there's this honesty, getting real with yourself. The Eight of Swords would have you bound in deception, right? But it's also self-imposed. Some of you have adopted some sort of toxic thought that did not originate from the purity and the sanctity of your own soul, and it is affecting you. So if this isn't coming through in a person, a boss, a relationship, a situationship for some of you, this could be coming up another way. But it feels like in the month of February, you need to be working to release this and getting super honest with yourself. In your place of embodied empowerment, you need to feel sorrow. Okay, you've got the Five of Cups. It needs to be okay for you to feel sad. Is this thought form or this person making you feel that your emotions are not valid? If so, red flag. You're meant to be in joy. That also requires you to be honest about how you're feeling and process your emotions. You have more power than you realize. Okay? In your position of support and allies, you have the Four of Pentacles. This person, this boss, they don't need to know what they don't need to know. It's okay for you right now to play things closer to the vest, to be more secretive with your movements, your motives, because I do not think this person or this thought form that you've adopted is going to handle this with respect and love. It does not feel that way at all. So you're going to maybe have to be a little bit stealth about taking care of yourself right now. In your environment, you have the Hermit, and I do feel that some of you need to grant yourself a bit of solitude here. Some of you have maybe been pouring into others, or you've been having your emotions invalidated by someone around you, or someone just flat out does not care. They do not care about anything but the job being done, or that you fall in line with what they expect of your behavior. Whew, this is heavy already. In your hopes and fears, you have the Queen of Swords. This is, do I have the power to combat this King of Swords? These to me do not feel like partnered energies. They feel like opposing energies in this reading and with the way things are set up here. For some of you, it could be an ancestral pattern or possibly a father issue. And you are hoping that you can manage the transformation that it's going to take to get through these emotions. I do feel that the emotions have been stifled by this very energy. And your potential outcome is the Six of Cups. That is feeling good about opening back up to your emotions. This is a validation of your emotions getting validated, and you being able to be super clear and honest with yourself, and that those fragmented aspects of your soul return for reintegration, and your heart is open to those energies. Let's see if we can get you there, Saggy. This is big. This is big for you. A big month for you with this. Woo, my nose is itching. Let's look at the Fool in your current energies, because this would be refreshing energy. It would be the energy of something that you want to explore. And you get the Empress and the King of Wands. Very much a movement into connecting again with your intuition and receiving messages. Powerful, powerful messages from your intuition. For some of you, I feel like whoever this King of Swords is has put such a boot down upon you that it has quieted or silenced your intuition, but inside your intuition is screaming, be free, get away from this energy. That King of Wands energy is countering this King of Swords, saying, no, my fire, my passion, my goals, my dreams, I cannot achieve them with you. Whether this is a person, like I said, a lover, a relationship, a boss, or just a toxic, outdated thought form, maybe something that your father believed that you don't believe. It's grinding at you, it's challenging you, and your intuition here is making a big clarion call to your soul to come out of those energies and back to the self. Let's look at this King of Swords. Whew. This person feels, or this energy, it feels nihilistic to me. They don't care. They have no compassion. It's kind of a psychopathic, sociopathic kind of energy. I'm not saying they are that, but it has that tendency to go that way, okay? Some of you, if it is affecting your safety, this is confirmation you need to take care of yourself and get you to a safe place. The King of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. This person has, or this thought has given itself permission to take power and control in your life. For some of you who maybe have identified as highly sensitive or maybe as a targeted individual, this energy has tried to come in and co-opt and pull you away from what you're meant to build here, and instead inserted their guidelines and their patterns and their beliefs. Now, if this is a thought form that has kind of got a hold on you, you absolutely can choose to let that go. It may go down kind of kicking and screaming, though. It's giving me kind of that because it wants its pattern, or this person wants their way. It's their way or the highway. And honestly, if it's not their way for you, they have no power with you. somehow this has gotten into your energy field, and there's a very loud intuitive force coming out of you here. Okay, there are 3 cards coming out with this Sun, so I'm going to roll with it. We've got your needed focus, the Sun. We've got the Devil. Okay, so there's that temptation, the seductive energies of this person or this energy, possibly. This is possibly someone who you're relying on financially or you're relying on for the job, but you are definitely under the thumb here. And it does not feel good to a Sagittarius to be in that energy. It feels held down. The 7 of Swords tells me you are looking for an escape. You want to find your way out. The Page of Pentacles tells me that you are attempting to form a plan, and you're at the beginning phases of this. You want out, you want to return to peace. I feel like the Devil and the Sun are opposing energies here. Normally I'd say the Sun and the Moon, but in this case, this Devil energy, you could be dealing with a Capricorn or somebody that has been set in very headstrong ways, determined ways, or this is just a thought pattern, an ancestral pattern that has a tighter grasp. It doesn't mean you can't pierce that, though. It doesn't mean you can't escape that. And you do have reassuring cards here, like the Sun, the 6 of Cups, the Queen of Swords coming into her power and your hopes there, the Hermit in your environment, the protection that I see you granting yourself. So do not let yourself believe that this is more powerful than you, but get very honest about what this is. For the 10 of Wands in the past energy, you get the Death card and the High Priestess. And I feel like, was it Leo? Leo had something similar. You and Leo are both very focused on your own energies. And here, the burden of this that you have carried definitely got to like a rock bottom or a point where it was too heavy. We've got Scorpio energy that then came in here to offer the alchemization and the transformation, which I do believe you begun and moved yourself into this High Priestess energy. So you are now moving forward, okay, with more wisdom. But let's see what's got you tangled up here. This is not a major arcana card, so I think it's something that can be untangled, especially with you moving out of the past with that High Priestess and the current energies, that Empress showing up there. That's movement from the 2 to the 3 in the major arcana, and I feel good about that. Let's see this 8 of Swords. The Judgment card, and there you are, Saggy, the Temperance card. Yeah, so because the energies that I see you moving into in the future or during the month of February are self-imposed, they can be immediately, the wound up energy can be immediately unwound. It's a choice, and it looks like you're going to choose you here. Wow, look at the greater being energy in here. I'm very careful when I work with what traditionally we would call this the angel, right? Gabriel with the horn. Very careful with that energy, because at times it can be archonic. Okay, it can be not serving to us. I feel like these are the energies of your greater being calling to you, letting you know you absolutely have the power to overcome, to untangle this, to unwind from this. In fact, it's part of your purpose. It's part of your mission here, honestly, to do this, to have this experience and to break out of it in this lifetime. Let's look at this 5 of Cups in your place of empowered embodiment, because I felt like, yeah, you're not allowed. You have not been allowed. You got the Tower and the Queen of Pentacles. You have not been allowed to just be with your emotions, or you haven't allowed yourself the time and granted yourself the time to be with those emotions, okay? Every time you try to get present with that, something comes in. Maybe it's this King of Swords. Maybe it's this external energy or this very toxic thought form passed down from generation to generation in like a pattern. I feel like it kind of sneaks up out of nowhere and rocks your world. And then you have trouble getting into these more grounded, stable energies of the Queen of Pentacles here. Definitely, if you're dealing with a person, there is an issue with emotional unavailability. There's also an issue for some of you where your emotions just are not allowed at all. And some of you could have water signs in your moon placements. That's not going to be okay, especially then. Or they're being taken advantage of. Emotional manipulation could be a thing for some of you. But your true place of empowerment is feeling your emotions and letting those emotions pass through you and over you and through you, and then landing in this place of stability. But you keep getting this shocker. Somebody keeps testing you or pushing you or distracting you or something like that. And so when we look at this overall energy card, look at all the faces and how it almost looks like this face is going in all these different directions. It's so confusing. It's so confusing, and it's very, the energy is spread thin in those energies. Let's look at this Four of Pentacles here. Clarified by the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Okay, this is in your place of support and allies. Your pain, your emotions actually are your allies here. The Three of Swords is a card of pain. You need to nurture your emotions. You may have to do it privately, especially for those of you who are dealing with an external individual here, or a partner or a boss or something like that. You may need to protect yourself and do it in a shielded kind of place where you're nurturing these emotions. You're nurturing not the pain itself, the processing of the pain. Because the pain, when I tune in and I'm looking at that Three of Swords, it feels like it's all held within. And then the processing, it opens up, okay? Your job is to process your emotions, to process this pain, to be really rawly honest with yourself. You don't have to show this energy. You can work to compartmentalize it away from your plan here, right, of moving forward. But this month of February is going to be a month of getting really honest with yourself. For some of you, this is going to mean getting away from someone, letting someone go, leaving the job, because boy, it is not worth it for especially a Sagittarius who is like, expansive energy, goals, dreams, stars, let me go. You know, you do not want to be bound and held back by this energy. You know, some of you may have adopted it as a means to help heal an ancestry or heal yourself. And certainly on the other side of this is great growth, right? This is something, we got to go through it. We got to go through it. Okay, let's look at this Hermit card in your environment. The Knight of Pentacles and the World card. There's that ending I was talking about. Something is going to end in your environment. Now, we have a little bit of a slow process in getting there because, like I said, I think some of you need a plan. You need to ensure that you're protected. You need to ensure that you're safe. You need to have a strategy. You need to have that shield, that backup. You may need to talk to some trusted individuals about what you're going to do and how you're going to, how you're going to initiate and move through these steps here. But there's definitely an ending upon you, and endings can be tough, but they also represent new beginnings. That's the other side of the coin, and that's the portal that you're passing through. But something in your environment needs to come to an end. Whether it's a thought you've adopted or a person or situation, it is ending because it does not match your natural vibe. And it does feel very codependent. Some of you are so very spiritually skilled that you may feel like a bit of a failure here. I do get that. For a portion of you, you're like, how could I have let myself be fooled again? Why is this happening? You know, like you're already aware of some of these codependent type of patterns, and you've dealt with boundary issues before. And so now this is happening, and there's a little bit of that, why me, why again? A little bit of mea culpa, beating yourself up a bit. okay? That also is looking to be, let's let that go. Let's let that go. For the Queen of Swords, this is where you're taking up the sword. You're hoping you have the strength to do this. You've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. The universe is going to meet you on this with that Ace of Wands. There is going to be illumination here. There is going to be a new start where your passions come alive. There's going to take some work. You're going to have to be working on yourself. You're going to have to be working on your boundaries. You're going to have to work on being really honest with yourself about what's going on, making sure you're in the reality of things instead of in the story about how it is. I need this job because, so I have to put up with this abuse, right? Or I need this relationship because, and there may be some truth to that. Maybe some of you, this is a financial reliance, and so it's very difficult to break away. I actually know of real life people out there, Sagittarius or no, that are dealing with this kind of energy, and other people are playing them, and they are in very restricted environments here, and that's what it feels like. Whether this be a thought, for those of you where this is a thought, it's probably going to be a little bit easier to get this unwound and cleared out than if you're actually dealing with a person or a job. Blaze is licking his feet. He gets groomed tomorrow, so he's a little bit on the shaggy, dirty side right now. But he's distracting Mama. Now he's sleeping. Now he's gonna sleep because he knows I'm on to him. Poor little guy. He'll be all fresh and clean tomorrow, though. For the Six of Cups in the potential outcome, you get the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups. This is partnership with yourself, partnership with your greater being. The clarity you've been looking for, it's coming. We're moving from the Ace of Pentacles, which I feel came along with this other energy, which has really had an imposition on your life in your 3D world, possibly for some of you even on your health. And the universe is meeting you with the Ace of Wands, and your greater being is bringing in the Ace of Swords. That's clarity of thought. That's freedom. And a fresh start from this Eight of Swords, trapped energy, self-imposed, or, you know, whatever agreement you might have. Some of you, if you're really interested in this is resonating and you're like, oh my gosh, I know what this is. And yes, this is tough. You may enjoy my closure session. It is an investment. It does require an investment, but we go for an hour and a half and we work on some very powerful evocation and alignment to close off the energies of whatever it is that is not serving you and actually help you through the portal, the ending portal here. So if you want to check that out, I have links below. You can also email me with questions on that. It is a very powerful process. We're not fooling around with that process. It is truly about making a big change. So some of you may be interested in that or connecting with me more directly on social media. Feel free to reach out there. Okay. All right, Saggy, let's get you a final message from the Fairy Dust Oracle. This has been a heavy reading. And if you're here at the end, thanks for sticking with it. My goodness, what fortitude you have. And this just shows that you are going to be honest with yourself. You are going to prioritize your joy and well-being above everything else. So if you're still here, because I think sometimes what happens is people come into these readings and they want to hear what they want to hear. And that may not be aligned with the reality, you know. And my readings are meant to uplift, but we also have to be very honest about what we see in these energies. I cannot pull the wool over your eyes and try to say everything's going to be fine if you do nothing. That's not true. You've got to get really honest with yourself here. Okay. I've said my piece. Fairy Dust Oracle for Saggy, please. Closing message. You've got friends. All the love your light extends, its reflection shown in chosen friends. Ooh, okay. I like this because in this reading, I feel like you've kind of been the hermit. You're in your environment or kind of alone. Some of you may benefit from reaching out to that friend. I understand why you want to play it close to the vest with this King of Swords energy here, or this person or this boss. But some of you here, from what I can see, have a friend that may really be able to provide you some support right now. And it says here, you got the love. You got the love. That was your overall energy. That love for yourself has to come first and foremost. So connect with a friend who's going to empower that and elevate that within you. Saggy, thank you so much for joining this reading today. It was my pleasure to offer it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.